back in March of last year. I feel like I was mostly starting to pay attention to COVID in the context of how it originated in China, and being Chinese myself, I was really attentive to like incidents of racist or hate crimes against Chinese people in the US. Like there was a lot of xenophobia cropping up at that time. So I was like really stressed, like sitting on the porch outside my house at night, just talking to my parents.
So last year in March, my friends and I had like an overwhelming premonition that we were gonna have to leave. We were very scared, and I was actually getting ready for a trip to visit some of my high school friends in Canada. It was right before spring break started. I was just getting ready to like pack up my small suitcase and get ready to travel there. But instead, I found myself packing all of my things when I got this email. I think I was in the D lab at the SMFA. I was just printing out some stuff for one of my classes. I get the email, and my friend is with me, and we both like look at our phones. We see the email, and we make eye contact, and we were like, "Oh no, here we go."
I was in the metal studio, the small metal studio at the SMFA. I know exactly the three people who were in there with me because we all kind of like got the email at the same time. I don't know, we were like laughing, but also like wailing about just like things were changing so much. After like 10 or 15 minutes of us just like speculating, talking about it, one person was just like, "This sucks." I kind of want to say that I cherished that moment, like the fact that I found out with other people. Now, having been not in the same spaces with people for so long, I feel like that was maybe one of the last moments where like things were kind of normal. I got on the shuttle home back to Medford. Everybody that I passed by on campus on the way walking back from the shuttle to my house, like everybody was on the phone, like to their friends or their family, like trying to figure this out.
I know I was in communication with my parents also a lot more, again, just because like I'm an international student, and so my parents were very worried. They were still like, "Are you sure you don't want to come back home?" Like, it was a very complicated process because they didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, and there was a lot of shared responsibility between my family and I, where we were very worried that like staying would have been a bad idea, but also like not staying would be a bad idea.
I had to use my childhood bedroom as studio space, and by that basically just means using my childhood desk as a studio space. Maybe the floor too. It's funny because my dad had work meetings in the room right next to me, so it's like we could always hear each other talking. One time he burst in, not even during like an art class, but like during a lecture class where I happened to have my mic off, and he was just like, "Salsa, chips and salsa," because he was giving me food. But so it was funny, and it was like kind of nice being with my family at the same time.
So I actually didn't end up going back to India because my parents thought it was very unsafe for me to travel internationally. My parents decided that it would be better if I stay with some relatives. Transitioning from the SMFA to a home which is actually filled with all like med students and like doctors was a crazy process because there was no art. I was in the basement of their home, stuck with nothing, none of my art supplies, and all I had left was just, I don't know, like blank walls. I think it was maybe 2 months before like I finally was able to create again. And when I did create, I felt like I let go of all of that feeling of like isolation and the pent up creative energy building inside of me.